You're taking a helmet full speed to the dick?
We are live, Trey.
Once again.
Yes, sir. You don't know, State of Football Show.
That's right. State of episode 7.
Yes. My favorite number, Trey. I bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that. I know a lot of things about you, but I didn't know your favorite number was 7.
Yes, sir. It is. It's my number in all sports when I could get it.
Mine is 4, if you ever need to know that.
Of course. It's always good to know, like BFF's favorite number,
As my emergency contact, you should know my favorite number.
Yes. That's how I get into your house or whatever, like the security system.
That's right. When you have to clear my hard drive when I die, you'll need to know the number 4.
That's right. I mean, if I don't, I'll just kick the door down. It's fine.
Okay.
But I don't think the people need to know this.
No, this is not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, I'm going to edit that out.
All right.
But yeah, we have a fun show. We have it looks like some quotes from NFL executives about Shedeur Sanders. We've got our man Desmond Watson. He went undrafted, but he did get signed by a team. And we have some NFL draft team grades. So we'll see how some of the teams did in the draft this year. A new contract from a well-known football player. And he's a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer kills his best friend. It's crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
We get to talk about that today. So appreciate you, everyone tuning in and joining us.
It's an exciting show. I'm watching Game 7 of the Stars right now, so lots of excitement going on.
Yeah.
Not good, though. It's not.
My phone's blowing up right now, so that's probably not a good sign.
Nope. They're down 2-0, Hutch. It's not looking good.
I'm not well versed in hockey anymore, but I know they don't have their best offensive player and best defensive player. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah. Yeah, their defensive player, you could argue, is the best player on the team. And he's not on the ice, so.
Is that Miro?
Yeah, Miro Heiskanen. I don't understand hockey, fully understand it, but I guess he's what they call the quarterback of the power play.
Okay.
Not sure what that means, but I do know that the Stars have given up a lot of shorthanded goals in this series, so I imagine if he was on the ice, that story might be different.
Yeah.
Including one tonight, so.
So we kind of got the backup quarterback is what you're telling me.
That's correct, yeah. We have Kyle Orton in right now.
Oh, no.
Or Cooper Rush, whoever's your backup. I don't know why Kyle Orton popped in my head, but he's the first one that
catching strays doesn't even play football anymore.
Sorry, it's out, Kyle. But yeah, so I'll try to keep my emotions in check as we talk about Shedeur Sanders. So we had you sent me a quote from an NFL executive, and I guess you told me a couple of days ago that may not have been 100% accurate.
Correct.
So I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but I did look on I did read some other articles, and some of it. So I guess we can talk about the article. The article you sent me, that again is probably not accurate, said that Shedeur showed up to the team visits with an entourage. Apparently, he wore so much cologne that they made up an excuse to go tour the facility to get him outdoors, so because it was just too intense.
Yeah.
So that might be the part that's been embellished, maybe. But
I think you're correct.
So this NFL executive, though, did say he remained anonymous, but he did say that a lot of teams had him rated to go in the second round. Like nobody really had him as a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
And he attributes Sanders' slide to the fifth round. He just says to intangibles and other stuff. That's literally what he said. So, you're kind of like just left to assume that the intangibles and other stuff are just maybe the part about the entourage was true, and then
I
the
know.
hype machine that is his father, Deion Sanders.
Yes. I mean, it may not be exactly as far as like the entourage, he does have his own YouTube channel or, just always has cameras on him, essentially.
Yeah,
Maybe that was kind of what they're talking about, the entourage, if it is true, which I'm sure there's probably multiple people with him. Obviously, I can't confirm that, but I'm assuming. I also essentially heard or read that a lot of the coaches, not that they necessarily have uh, full authority to draft players, but a lot of them didn't want to draft them because they're scared that essentially if they did bad, they would get replaced by Dion, which I don't really think that's kind of silly to me. He just signed a contract with Colorado.
yeah,
And on top of
he
that,
did.
he's said multiple times that he does not want to be an NFL head coach. So,
Yeah, and there was a lot of rumor and speculation that he was going to leave Colorado after this season, and he stayed. Like you said, he signed the extension. So
yeah, you got paid
I don't,
big money.
yeah, I don't see any validity in that rumor. But
Right.
I don't know. I think you're going to see this a lot more with. I mean, he's Dion's son, and Dion was a showboat, and when he played, but he could always back it up. He was really, really good. And maybe Shedeur was really good last year. He had completed 353 of 477 passes for over 4,000 yards and 37 touchdowns for a team that didn't have an offensive line. Won Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be good. I don't with a quarterback room of Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins the starting role. Is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy at all. I mean, I do think that you as a head coach, is it Stefanski? Is that his name? Kevin
Yeah,
Stefanski?
Kevin Stefanski. Yeah.
I haven't looked this up, but I feel like he's been there for a while now. So
Mhm.
they have not won. So is his job on the line? Because if his job's on the line, I kind of feel like naturally a head coach will always lean on a veteran.
How, yeah, I guess his jaw's probably on the line, but he's also had. I mean, Deshaun Watson hasn't been healthy
Mm-hmm.
or available one entire season that Stefanski's been there, and I think Stefanski's on his third or fourth year.
It's only been that
So I don't know.
long.
I think so. He's probably on his third. So I don't know if you can hold that all against. And plus, if you're the coach of the Browns, you have to know your job is on the line, like no matter what. There's so much turnover with that team, but which veteran would you go with, like Flacco or Pickett?
I kind of feel like you'd go with Joe Flacco, honestly. Not saying it's the right thing to do, but
Maybe they start the season with Flacco. I could see that as a possibility. Starting Flacco, he plays a couple of games, and then they have to bench him for Sanders, maybe.
yeah. Just to go back to Stefanski, he was hired in 2020 and he has signed a 5-year
Oh wow!
contract. So
So this is the last year then of his deal.
looks like it, as far as I've read. In 2024, he was given an extension, and I'm trying to find the.
They went to the playoffs, right? One year with Mayfield. Am I crazy? Didn't Baker take him to the playoffs?
I don't remember. Tell me.
Find information on Stefanski's contract.
Yeah, I just want to know the years.
They don't want to. They don't want you to know.
Yeah, I guess not. It just says multi-year contract, so whatever that means. I guess it doesn't really matter, but probably a couple more years, so maybe his job's not in jeopardy. But yeah, I kind of just feel like those head coaches, they'll always lean on the veteran players.
Yeah, I mean that's the most important position on the field. So.
Did you ask me what quarterback I would go with?
Well, I asked you out of Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett, who would you go with? But I guess out of the four, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett, who would you go with?
I would obviously have to see how they play in training camp and stuff, but more likely Joe Flacco. I know it sounds stupid, but probably Joe Flacco, and then honestly, you could just throw Shedeur in there and see how well he does. He may be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope we see a little bit of him in the preseason at least.
Oh yeah, we have to for sure. And I do want to say, I hope he's successful. I really do. He's kind of in a no-win position because of who his dad is.
Yeah, he already kind of has that villain,
Yeah.
name like tag on him, and just because of who his dad is.
Everyone's out to get him type thing. He does everything wrong, or he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, his dad was his coach, right? That's always a stigma. Your quarterback as your dad's the coach or something. That always somebody's always saying that.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you got drafted. You just have to seize the opportunity and make the best of it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So it'll be exciting. I will. Yeah, if I come across a Browns preseason game, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm pumped for the season, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
But yeah, do you want to move in? Let's see. So yeah, our boy Desmond Watson. I don't have much on him, but he did. He did go undrafted. I think you mentioned that, but he did get signed by the Buccaneers, and
saw that.
Just I'm always keeping my eye on Desmond Watson, and I read yesterday or a couple days ago, he lost 27 pounds, so already down to 437.
Good for him. A little extra tidbit. So Desmond Watson went undrafted, and then he got picked up by the Buccaneers. Well, the Buccaneers also drafted the lightest player ever in NFL history. So Tez Johnson from Oregon, the wide receiver, was selected in the 7th round by the Buccaneers. And he is the lightest player in NFL history.
Wasn't he like 157 pounds or something like that?
I mean, it could be. I'm just reading 154, but
154. Okay.
Yeah, you know how water weight is, so
they. I mean, why would you assume I know how water weight is? Why you gotta point that out, dude?
Hey, you drink a little water, weigh a little bit more, Yeah. It's only tell you to weigh yourself in the morning, Trey. You don't have any water.
That's right. You gotta pee and then weigh yourself.
That's right.
Low sodium diet, Hutch.
Use the facilities. And then
so they drafted the lightest guy and the heaviest guy.
Correct. And he went undrafted. The brother of Shedeur, Shilo.
Oh, I was wondering what happened to Shilo.
Shilo. He got drafted, or not drafted, but signed by the Buccaneers as well. So he has an opportunity.
That's funny you say Shilo, because I just saw him in a reel earlier today of him getting cooked by Antonio Brown.
Oh, I saw that too.
Did you? That's that's weird. I mean, Shiloh's a safety, so you can't really, can't read too much into that. And it's Antonio Brown too,
Yeah,
Antonio Brown's
I
going to eat up any rookie that goes against him.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if that footage is old or new.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I couldn't really tell.
A little side note to that, because you mentioned Antonio Brown. I guess him, Antonio Brown, and Asante Samuel. Do you remember him?
I do remember Asante Samuel.
They got a little Twitter beef going right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Just I guess Asante Samuel, I don't have it pulled up or nothing, but just off the top of my head, he ranked the top wide receivers. It was kind of a questionable. I don't really agree with it, but he had number one that I can remember. It was Jerry Rice. Number two was Terrell Owens, which
Yeah.
he's a heck of a wide receiver in his prime.
I don't have a problem with Jerry Rice, but
Yeah.
I guess T.O. could be number 2.
And then I think I can't remember who he had at three, but four was Randy Moss, which I didn't like that. Julio Jones is up there. No Calvin Johnson.
I was going to say, where's Megatron? And what
He's not on there.
Randy Moss, is number 4 too high or too low for you?
It's too low. Needs to be higher.
Needs to be number 2, you think?
I mean,
He might need.
Randy Moss is my one or two.
I think he might need to be 2. I think he's not better than Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is the GOAT.
He is, but Randy also kind of changed the way how a wide receiver was played. I mean, he had what is it? What do you call it? A quote or a slogan? He mossed you or whatever. He got
Yeah.
mossed. So
Yeah.
trying to find. But anyways, Antonio Brown and him are going back and forth, and Asante Samuel said he was not impressed by Antonio Brown's 12-year career, but Antonio Brown had a really good career for, I mean, like 6 straight years. He was probably the best wide receiver that we've maybe ever seen or close to it,
Yeah.
other than maybe Jerry. Yeah, they're going back at it. And then Antonio
Definitely better than
Brown.
Asante Samuel.
Yeah. And oh man, they're just like constant. I'm looking it up right now. They're just going back and forth. But Antonio Brown showed footage of him just absolutely cooking Asante Samuel. Like he was just in the mixer. So it was kind of funny.
That's awesome. I mean, you got the tape to back it up, so
Okay, I found Asante Samuel's wide receiver order.
okay.
He's got Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Isaac Bruce, Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, Tim Brown, and Julio Jones. And then he left 9 and 10 blank because he said we can argue about it.
I wonder how many of those guys he played against. I mean, he didn't play against Jerry Rice, but
No, it kind of does feel like a list of just players he played against, though.
yeah, because I mean, Larry Fitzgerald
He's
stood
good.
out to me.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good, but I think speaking as a DB, right? His fundamentals are solid, and I think I don't know why, but that one stood out to me. He's pretty high up there, but
I mean, Isaac Bruce was a great wide receiver, but I don't think he's 3 all time. That's crazy. At least in my
yeah,
opinion.
I'm gonna go with your opinion on this because Isaac Bruce, he's gonna be before my time, sir.
Oh. He played with the Rams.
Yeah, that's my dark time, Hutch. Back
Okay.
when remember
Okay.
early
Yeah,
20s couldn't afford a TV.
I remember.
Well, that's awesome. I love that Asante Samuel and Antonio Brown are going at it on Twitter on a random Saturday. I'm here for that.
I mean, he just goes right past him. It's kind of funny. It's comical. You can watch this whenever you want to, Trey.
All right.
Oof. Put the moves on them.
Just cooked them. How are you gonna send? Where are you sending it?
Send it on Discord.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't have our conversation pulled up. I apologize.
Oh, you're
Let's
good.
see this. Hey, he just ran right by him. Got caught watching the quarterback. Oh well. All right, man.
Enough of that.
What we got? You
What are
want
we
to get into
doing?
the team grades, or you want to get into Kittle's new contract?
Let's go ahead and we could do the NFL draft. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was reading up on some stuff and I found this topic and I thought, you know what? Sure, why not? We can do it. Now, I didn't grade all the teams. I just picked 2 teams because it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams.
Yeah, and we're not professionals here, so we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had a full-time sports job gig, I could probably do that, but not so much. So here we are.
Yeah. Not to mention, I'm not going to pay for all the articles I want to read.
Yeah, for sure. Now that you mentioned that, sports is pretty expensive for a viewer now.
Yeah.
I mean, all these cool services they have, they're awesome, but man, expensive.
Yeah, man. I'm paying for so much streaming right now. I had to pay $100 just to watch the Rangers play all season.
Yeah, and they're sucking.
Yeah. They can't. I think collectively batting like 130 or something. I don't even.
Yeah, that's a whole
It's
nother, that's another different podcast show. Maybe in the future.
We just need to load up Jock Peterson into a rocket and just blast him off into outer space. Just be done with him.
That's fair. That is fair, sir. The first team, so I did 2 teams, and the first one I picked was the Chicago Bears. I personally gave them a A+ grade. So they picked, obviously they have the new head coach, Ben Johnson. Huge fan.
Yep.
Huge fan of him. They drafted Caleb Williams last year, number 1 overall, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
I
Yep.
think we talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that last week. The Bears were kind of lacking in the offensive power. So at pick 10, they selected Colston Loveland, the tight end. They highly touted tight end.
Yeah.
And they picked again at 39, Luther Burden, the third wide receiver. So they stacked back-to-back offensive players that are quite talented. Getting them, both of those guys, I think, is a huge win for them. They added skill position players for Caleb. So if you don't really know much about Colston Loveland, he is a elite pass catcher, very athletic tight end, and he can run the full route tree at all levels. So sometimes with these tight ends, they can only run so many routes.
Yeah. I wonder do you know his size, his specs?
No, but I can look it up real quick.
I can do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
No, you're good. You're good. He is 6'5", 245.
Yeah.
So he is all there.
He's a good sized tight end.
Yeah.
So at that size, you can run multiple routes, not just
Yeah.
Y options.
Yeah, like Jason Witten. Yeah, he's a full route tree. I don't have his 40 here, but his NFL comparison is Sam Laporta, which he plays for the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bridge there from Ben Johnson to him. But yeah, he's just a talented runner. He's got really good vision, change of directions, top tier. Very, very sticky hands. And his catch radius is really, really wide. in all directions. So he's just the prototypical tight end that you see nowadays. Just crazy athletic with great ball skills.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like a Rico Gathers type player.
I can't believe you said that. Can't believe you said that, Trey. Yeah, so next guy, Luther Burden III. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's fast. He can run his 40-yard dash. He ran a 4.41.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's way faster than I've ever ran in my life. That's for sure.
Yeah, I may have been close at one time. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So similar to Loveland, he succeeds at all three levels. He can run any route tree. He's got playmaker ability, quick acceleration, which is evident with his 40-yard time. He can elude any route redirection, and when those cornerbacks are really pushing on him, he can still maintain his vertical momentum. So there's no issues with that. I mean, he's essentially just, he can catch all the deep balls. He has no issues tracking the football. His body control and ball skills are, I mean, just top tier. He makes it look easy, like anyone can go out there and do it. I think they got a really, really good wide receiver for round 2, which I'm kind of jealous, honestly. And his NFL comparison is Garrett Wilson, so that's pretty good comparison.
All right. Topical comparison. Very. I'm looking at the rest of their draft. Look like they got some offensive linemen. They got Shamar Turner, linebacker or defensive tackle. I mean, out of A&M. I remember reading about him, so they did have a pretty solid draft. You're right.
Yeah, and Cowboys aren't used to this. Cowboys fan, but they went out and got free agents.
Oh yeah, what's that like? I don't even know.
Yeah.
You can do that?
Apparently so, Trey. You may want to contact Jerry about that.
Well, according to NFL.com, their 7th round pick, Kyle Monagai, a running back, is their sleeper, apparently a sleeper pick. They are comparing him to Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs, who Chiefs also picked him up in the 7th round.
Yeah, he was fast, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like they rated their draft an A. They gave it an A. So they graded it higher.
Well, honestly, I'm really happy. I do hope for Chicago fans that they do well this season. Really pulling for them. I hope it's between them and the Lions for their division. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. I would, yeah. I don't know, as long as it's not the Packers.
Yeah. Cowboy fans don't like the Packers. Yeah.
I actually like the Lions more. Dan Campbell, I don't know. He just gets me pumped up listening to that guy.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of Dan Campbell. Just, biting kneecaps, doing whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right, biting kneecaps.
I'll never forget that. That's amazing. And he drinks like crazy amounts of coffee.
Yeah, a man after my own heart, drinking like 3 or 4 venti Americanos a day.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely insane. And he's a giant.
Yeah.
Like
And he had long hair when he played football.
Yeah, he still put the pads on too.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt he could do something.
Who wins in a Oklahoma drill, him or Mike Variable?
Oh man, that's a good one. I'd probably still say Dan Campbell though.
I think so too, man. Are they the same age? I feel like Dan's a
They
little
have to
bit
be
bigger.
than Vrabel.
Yeah.
I think
Should we?
Vrabel might be bigger, but I think Campbell's like in better shape though.
Yeah,
I
man,
don't know
he's
that.
just a hoss.
I don't know if Vrabel's kept it tight.
Probably not.
God, I don't know, man. Looking at Vrabel, I might take that. I might walk that back a little bit.
Vrabel 6'4", Dan Campbell 6'5".
Vrabel's 49. I don't know if you can see how old Campbell is.
They're the same age, 49.
Oh, dude. Ah, man. I'm still gonna say Campbell.
I am too, man. I'm going with Glen Rose, Texas finest.
Man, I go to Glen Rose all the time. I don't see anything about Dan Campbell. They need to get on top of that.
It's a shame. He's got
It
like
is.
boulders on his shoulders
Yeah.
still.
I mean, there's a Big Rock Park in Glen Rose. They need to rename that Dan Campbell Park.
I'm gonna be a Detroit Lions fan. Look at this man.
I might also.
He's just stacked. Anyways, he's just huge.
Well, for my pick, to no one's surprise, I went with the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked their first round pick, Tyler Booker. I know it's not flashy. It's not a wide receiver or anything, but I think we talked about it last episode. He's really, really good. I'm excited about it. Stepping in for Zach Martin. The cornerback that picked up in the third round, I think was a really good value pick at that position. I think he tore his ACL in last September, I think.
Yes.
What I read. So he'll be questionable. Who knows ACLs these days? He might start the season.
Isn't his nickname the Condor?
Is it? I don't know. I haven't read that.
I think so, because he has really, really long arms.
But I know with losing Jordan Lewis, our nickel corner, we're in need of another solid DB. I didn't really like. I think his name was. I can't remember his first name, but there's one. Carson and Scott, I think, were the two other corners from last season. So it wasn't really impressed with them. So we'll see what this Siobhan Revel has to do. They also got a couple of running backs later in the draft, and the one that I wanted to talk about was Phil Marfa or Maffa. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but they also picked up Jaden Blue from Texas.
Huge fan.
Are you?
Huge fan.
Okay.
I'm
This
excited
Maffa
about that.
guy. I mean, I don't know a ton of. He's out of Clemson. Didn't see him play at all in college, but he's 6'1", 234 at running back, and
Wow.
yeah, I don't know that the Cowboys have ever had a quarterback or a running back that big.
I don't know.
Is that crazy? But
It's pretty
I
big
don't know.
for a running back.
That's a big running back, so I don't know. He could be cut like right before the season. Round 7, but anyways, I like their draft. NFL.com gave him a B+. And their sleeper pick was Jaden Blue, your guy.
All I know is Jaden Blue runs a 4.3. That's all I care about, Trey.
Well, as we stated last podcast, you have to be fast as a running back.
Yeah, like real fast. He's one of
Well,
those.
hey, he's got that. He's 5'9", 196, so it's about my size there.
He can catch the football, run it. He's one of those players that does not look like he runs fast, but he is fast.
Okay,
So,
I can see that.
I mean, he was practically the whole team's offense when he who are they playing? Who was UT playing in the playoffs? Is it Notre Dame or was it? I can't remember who they played.
No, they played Georgia, I think.
Is that who it was?
I think so.
Anyways, that was like the whole offense was Jaden Blue. Like that's all
Yeah.
they could do. So
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be, I think, this is going to be a run-heavy offense, I believe, because their OC, the guy from Arizona, offensive line coach for Arizona Cardinals, and he kind of turned their offense around when he got there, the running game specifically. So I think that's what he's going to bring to the Cowboys. And with Tyler Booker, that pickup, I think our offensive line will be decent. And then we have, I think, 4 running backs now. So they got Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and then the 2 they drafted. Obviously, they're not going to carry 4 into the season. They might carry 3, so we might not have one of those. But yeah, I mean, I think the one position they still need is another wide receiver, which they did not draft, which is kind of weird. But
it's insane.
I guess going into the season with CeeDee Lamb and Jonathan Mingo,
Yeah, I keep seeing reports about them picking up Amari Cooper or someone, but
yeah, I mean they shouldn't. Whatever.
I hate that.
I do too. I mean, you should have never let him walk. He had such a good contract. But whatever.
Yeah, it's water under the bridge. I do have one more team that
That's
I
right. I'm
graded.
sorry, man.
No,
I
you're
totally
good.
cut you off.
No, you're good. I like
Just
it.
got excited about the Cowboys. So I want to talk about it.
Well, I'm glad you're talking about the Cowboys because we're gonna stay in the same division.
You talk about the Eagles. I'm gonna come through this microphone and kill you.
No, not the Eagles. I just can't wait to watch this team, Trey. The New York Football Giants.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
It's
kind of excited about it too, man.
it's gonna be chaos. I love it. We have to watch these games. I mean, we
Yeah.
have Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and
Yep.
Jackson Dart. I mean,
Yeah.
and then apparently, I don't know how true it is, but Cam Scatabo, is that how you say his last name?
Mm-hmm. He's gonna be a problem, I think.
Apparently, he runs into telephone poles on purpose. I don't know how true this is, but if it is, I love it, and
I do too. I
I'm
love
here.
that.
I'm here for it.
Christian McCaffrey and Cam Scatabo. Scataboo. I think it's Scataboo.
Yeah, whatever. People can get mad. I don't really care.
I don't care either.
Screw them.
I'm so happy right now, Hutch, because the Stars just took a 4-2 lead with 2 seconds left in the third.
Yeah, my phone is
I'm
like going nuts over here.
I didn't like the Stars coach Pete DeBoer. He's 8-0 in Game 7, and I was just like so nervous because that can't last. He's not going to go his entire life undefeated in Game 7s. And the percentages are stacking against him.
Or is he?
Oh man, he might. Because oh my god. All right, I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good.
I just
So
ruined this whole segment. Back to your Giants.
back to the New York Football Giants. I gave them an A. An A. So
Okay.
obviously they picked number 2 and snagged Abdul Carter, defensive end. And then they traded back into the first round and at pick 25 got Jackson Dart, the quarterback, potential future quarterback maybe.
Yeah,
And
and only gave up like next year's third to get him. Like really good trade.
yeah, some people don't like it, but you know what? If that's who they like, then go get them. And they didn't really
Yeah.
have to give up much. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. And then at pick 105, Cam Scatabo, running back. So obviously, without, I don't have to go too much into detail about Abdul Carter because I think he's one or two of the best players in the whole draft,
Mm-hmm.
depending on who you talk to. Travis Hunter being up there as well.
Yeah, I think him and Travis Hunter are 1-2 easily. I think Cam Ward went first out of necessity by the Titans.
Yeah. So I think that defensive line is going to be pretty stout. Him and I can't ever pronounce his last name. It's got the long T, whatever. Uh,
Thibodeau? Is that his name?
that sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
you got him, and then obviously Abdul Carter. Uh, I will say I am getting a little frustrated with him because he wanted to wear LT's jersey, and I don't think that's cool at all. And then apparently
That's not retired by them? That's crazy.
it is retired.
Oh, okay.
It is retired. LT said no, which good for
Good.
him.
Yeah.
And then I guess he wanted to wear the jersey number 11, which he wore at Penn State, and I guess that's retired as well, I think. So he can't
Okay.
have that number. So he's kind of already being a prima donna about this number thing. Uh, so that's a little irritating, but hey, whatever. But yeah. So my notes on the Giants was obviously Abdul Carter. He's a blue chip player. That's all I'm going to say about him because he's one of the best. So, uh, Jackson Dart. The Giants got their potential future quarterback. He's got a strong arm. He's mobile quarterback, and I know we've had mentioned it. I think he had the top percentage of accuracy under distress,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So that's huge in the NFL because that's pretty much your life for the most part, unless you're Jalen Hurts with the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's playing in this division. That's going to be key. It's Dak Prescott's really good against the blitz, so it
yeah,
helps him a lot. So it'll be good in this division with such a stacked defensive line from the Eagles and the Commanders and the Cowboys.
right. And then on old Cam Scatabo, he's
Yeah, boo.
got good footwork in tight spaces. I don't know if you've seen him, but he can move. He
Yeah,
moves really well. He punishes defenders, which I don't know how long that career is going to last if he keeps doing that.
typically not long.
But I'm not worried about that, Trey. So,
No,
and then he runs with intensity, which I love to watch, but
he's got that low center of gravity. He's going to be hard to bring down.
yeah, he's just like a bulldog out there just ricocheting off people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't really think he's going to stay healthy if he keeps running like that, but I'm just here to watch the madness of the New York Football Giants. So, win or lose, I'm tuning in and I can't wait. Maybe we can see little Jameis Winston in there too, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, uh,
I'm all for that.
yeah. And let's see. I can't. What's their wide receiver's name? Neighbors. He's
Yeah,
good. That's gonna be fun. Actually,
he's very
him.
good.
Yeah, him having a quarterback. That's gonna be phenomenal to watch. So whether it be Russell Wilson, Jameis, or Jackson Dart, it's gonna be nice to have him actually have a quarterback. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
those are my two
yeah,
teams
no,
I graded. So
that's nice, man. The Giants kind of remind me of a couple of episodes ago. We talked about teams that might draft a quarterback unexpectedly,
uh-huh.
and I mean, I can't remember who we picked, but I know none of us picked the Giants. I think the Giants may be that team, kind of just like the Falcons did. The Falcons had signed Kirk Cousins and then drafted Michael Penix Jr. Well, the
Yeah.
Giants just signed two quarterbacks and then they drafted another one. So very interesting, but IA too will also be locked in and watching, and also the famous giant player that wore number 11 that is now retired is Phil Simms.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right. Okay. It's like it had to be a quarterback.
yeah, old Phil Simms.
Did you have a team or another team or no?
No, I just had the Cowboys.
Okay, I just want to make one little note here. I am actually really disappointed in the Buffalo Bills with their draft.
Okay, I did see that they were graded pretty low.
Yeah, I've looked at multiple, I guess, whatever people that have graded these, whether it be NFL.com or, all the other ESPN, those type of people.
Right.
Everyone got really good grades for the most part. I rarely see any C's or D's. I've seen mostly A's and B's. But man, the Buffalo Bills just went all defense, pretty much. And I guess I understand why they're doing that. But at the same time, I feel like they don't have a wide receiver. Am I crazy to think that?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think of who they were. No, they
Exactly.
had.
That's the problem. You gotta think.
Did they have Mari Cooper this
They
year? They
they
traded him for something, right?
they got him at mid year.
Okay, they got him mid-year because I know they got rid of, or they didn't get rid of him, but Stephon Diggs went to where the hell did he go? Minnesota?
No, that's where he came from.
That's where he
No, he's not. He hasn't been a Buffalo Bill in a while. He went to the Texans, right?
You're right. Yeah, Texans.
And then now he's a Patriot.
Well, see, I'm
He's
proving your point. They don't. I don't know who their wide receiver is. They don't have any.
Yeah, so they drafted a tight end in the fifth round and then drafted a wide receiver in the seventh round. So everything else is defense. Oh, and then an offensive tackle in the sixth round. So
Yeah, I'm looking at
very,
their draft now, and you're right. They picked up a tight end in the fifth, but the
yeah,
first, let's see, one, two, the first 5 picks are all defense.
yeah. I don't know. I love Josh Allen and those guys, but I know they have a really good running back. But other than that, I just feel like they need more on offense.
Yeah, I think I don't. I mean, the last few seasons they've gone up against the Chiefs, and that's always been down to the wire. It's like been one play. I know not this past season, but the one before it. Like they gave Patrick Mahomes had like 13 seconds to go down the field,
Mm-hmm.
and win the game. So maybe, and I know Sean McDermott's he's more of a defensive coach,
Yes,
uh, so maybe that's what he's thinking is defense wins championships.
I
I don't
guess.
know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. Maybe he's just looking at those playoff games against the Chiefs and wishing or thinking, we need to stop them when the game's on the line. Because I don't know. Those games haven't been. They've always been really good games, and the Bills have always been right there. It's just been, like I said, just how are you gonna stop a guy like Patrick Mahomes? I guess.
I'm sitting here looking, and their wide receiver, Shakar, he only had 821 receiving yards.
Yeah, so you might be onto something there. They probably do need to invest in a wide receiver.
I mean, Stephon Diggs was their best wide receiver they've had. He's putting up
Oh yeah.
crazy numbers. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously they're professionals, so they know more, but it feels odd to me.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I didn't even notice. I didn't really pay attention to their draft.
Maybe they'll be fine. I mean, they have Josh Allen, so
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't matter. Like the old Dallas Stars pulled it out, huh?
Oh man, so happy, dude.
They
We
score
might
like
get our. Go ahead.
they score like 4 goals in the third.
Yeah, I think so, man. Every time I've been looking up while we're doing this, and every time I look up, they have another goal. They added another goal, so
It's
I
crazy.
kind of missed all the goals, but they won.
That's all that matters.
And we might get our 2 players back by the next series, hopefully.
Good. That's what I like to hear. All right.
We won that.
Guess we can go ahead and start talking about George Kittle's new contract.
Yeah, George Kittle getting what? I don't even know anymore. Is this the biggest non-quarterback contract? I don't even know what the.
I don't think so, but it's the most for tight end by $100,000.
Is it really?
Yeah, he beat out that Arizona guy that you had talked about the other day.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
yeah, beat him out by 100,000. So, but yeah,
he did that.
George,
He did that was intentional, man. That was like I want to be the highest paid tight end, so you're gonna give me this.
100% for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so George Kittle signed a 4-year, $76.4 million contract extension with $40 million guaranteed. That means that Mr. George Kittle is probably going to be a 49er for the rest of his career, unless he gets traded. He is 31 years old, and he is signed through 2029.
Nice.
And a little interesting fact, apparently the 49ers had a chance to move on from him and recoup a significant draft pick in a trade. So the team's unnamed that was willing to trade for him, but they were going to offer a second round pick for George
Oh
Kittle.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Obviously it didn't happen. But yeah,
Well, that's good. I mean, he's really good, obviously, at catching the ball, but he's really, really good at run block.
yeah, kind of little notes here I got. A little thing I wrote. Kittle's importance to the 49ers coming off a second successful 1,000-yard season in which he was once again the best blocking tight end in the game.
Yeah,
Kittle, alongside Christian McCaffrey, is poised to once more be the focal point of the offense. That
yeah,
might not have Brandon Ayuk to start the season as he recovers from his knee injury from last year.
yeah.
Also, someone had asked
100%.
yeah, someone had asked the question, which I think was a really good question, because could this deal with George Kittle affect Brock Purdy deal? And apparently Adam Scheffner said it would not affect the deal. All the 49er fans out there, they can rest easy that this is not going to affect any of that.
Yeah, you gotta sign Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Do you think do you think Purdy's that good? I
I
know that might sound like a dumb question, but don't you think he's just kind of like a bus driver? Or
no, I think
is
he
that
is.
ridiculous?
I think he is good in the Kyle Shanahan offense.
Yeah.
As
Yeah, I do too. And I think if he goes to another team, he's not as good as he is with the 49ers.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of like what we were talking about. I think it was last week about coaches that have systems for quarterbacks. I think he would thrive in. But if it's not like that type of situation, then no, I don't think he would.
Yeah, I mean, he's perfect for what Kyle Shanahan wants to do, which is run the ball, run the same formation, run different plays out of the same like three formations, and
Yeah.
mainly run the ball. And George Kittle, like you said, is the best blocking tight end in the league, and it's like having. I mean, that's crucial. That's huge. You got an extra offensive lineman out there when you're trying to run the ball.
Yeah.
It's a huge advantage. So
And
I'm not
he's
surprised to hear they turned down a trade that would give them a pretty good pick because I don't know. You just can't replace. You can't just find that kind of talent anywhere. I don't think
no, that's pretty hard.
he's a Iowa State or Iowa Hawkeye, right?
One of the Iowa schools, I don't really remember which one.
Don't either. Don't either. He's really funny too. I told you I was gonna send you that video and I forgot, but
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
he was a character.
Oh my gosh, his mic'd up like on the sideline or in the game and stuff like that. Or some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's all about the WWE and all that stuff. So, all right. So I think you have some sad news, Trey, about a Hall of Famer.
It's yeah, obviously yes, it's tragic. Tragic news. Let's just get that out of the way. Hang on, I'm gonna send you this George Kittle video while I'm thinking about it.
Okay. You send it on the phone or?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it on the phone. I don't know if I can find the whole thing. I'll just send this to you. Whatever. Sorry, I just can't believe a player like George Kittle doesn't wear. I guess a lot of NFL players aren't wearing cups these days, right? I guess that's normal.
Mad at you. It's already told me. Is it a big target or a small? Oh, I think my right testicle's bruised.
My God.
Bro, that fucking sucked. You ever taking a helmet full speed to the dick? You're 4 feet in the air. We can do it. We'll do it on tomorrow. Yeah, okay, I got
Yeah.
you. My dick hurts. Don't you just love football? God, fun sport.
Man, I love him. I love it.
Helmet full speed to the dick.
Man, that's great. I love it.
Man, you should find that play. I thought that one would have the play, but anyways, there's one where like it shows the play where he got hit in the dick. He's like on the ground just like just moaning.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, man, back to the I showed you that really funny video to bring up some bad news, some really sad news.
Yes, very sad.
So did you hear about John Elway? What happened?
I did something about a golf cart.
It's such a weird, it's just weird, tragic death. But he was. Let me find my notes. So he was I guess it was his friend. I guess his best friend. I think I might have read in one story, but
Yes.
Jeff Spurbeck, friend and agent, died at a private event in a country club, the Madison Club in California, when he fell off the back of a golf cart that was being driven by John Elway. And it was like a normal, like two-seater, like two-person golf cart. And he was holding on to the back. Him and another person actually were holding on to the back of the golf cart where where you normally put the bags.
Yeah.
And just fell off. He fell off and hit his head on the asphalt, and that was it. Just
Wow.
yeah.
So he
And
didn't have like a heart attack and then fall. He just fell and then he hit his head and then it killed him from the
yep,
blunt trauma.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, just like that, man.
Dang.
And the police have ruled it a tragic let's see. What did they ruled it a horrible accident. There was no criminal charges are being brought against John Elway. There's no alcohol involved either. So
That's good. That's always a thing, alcohol in these situations.
yeah. So here's my. I'm gonna just put this out there. This is all allegedly by me. But I think there had to been alcohol involved, right? They're at a private event in a country club.
Well, not everyone drinks, Trey.
Yeah, you're right, Hutch. I guess John Elway could be sober. I don't know. I just know that that's all his people out there. So we'll never know. We'll never know. But yeah, it's just sad news, Hutch.
Yeah, that's
All the
crazy.
golf cart jackassery we see out there. People jumping the golf cart over the sand pit and driving into the water hazard. Just be careful out there, okay?
Yeah, they're depending on what type of golf cart. If it's a electric golf cart, be careful when you flip the cart because the batteries are very heavy and there's a lot of them.
There's like 8 of them in there.
Yes. So I just want to been there, done that. It's not good.
I ran one into a tree one time
Nice.
with my grandfather in the passenger seat. He bailed, dude. He totally bailed on me.
He left you?
He did. He saw what was about to happen and he jumped out.
Gosh.
Left me to hit the tree all by myself.
Grandpa, why?
I don't know, man. Just some survival instincts kicked in, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. I was like, man, like 11 or something. Like I was a kid.
Oh man, you were a kid.
Yeah. Driving the golf cart.
That's great.
Oh man.
All right. Well, do you have anything else?
No, man, just I guess we're gonna end it on a sad story.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
all
intend
right.
for that to happen, but
That's okay.
all right.
We got
You're
a
cool
good
with that. I'm cool with that.
yeah, we got a good laugh with old George Kittle. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Just play that video on the outro. We'll just end our podcast with, have you ever taken a helmet full speed to the dick?
that's actually a good idea, Trey. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. This is number 7 for us. Appreciate everyone listening. The State of Football show with Trey and Hutch. I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see you then.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're taking a helmet full speed to the dick?